Hang on, everybody. Hang on. Trying to see if I can get it back up. Hang on. Hello. What happened? Well, it's copyright material. It's weird that we were able to watch so much of it without it being an issue, though. That was strange. It decided to kind of pull the plug on it right at the very end. Hang on, I'm just pulling everything up. Hang on. Oh, excuse me. But it's just what happens, you know. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Chaos. It's weird that we got through the entire thing, and then it hits us with it. Pretty weird. But I guess Adult Swim is it's funky territory with this kind of stuff. Um. Anyway, no, it's okay. It's okay. We're all good. We're all good. Nobody's in trouble or anything. It's just it's just they just take it down. That's all. Nobody's ain't no problem. Ain't no problem. Ain't no problem. It'd be different if I was making money off it. Then there could be bigger problems. But these aren't monetized. These aren't monetized streams. This is all like kind of freebies and donation based and shit like that. The proper videos, those are monetized. That's different. I can't use copyright stuff in those. In these, I can. There's a bit of wiggle room. Don't worry about it. It's not important. It's not important. Anyway, what is important? What is important? Right. So obviously, Opal is it's a bizarre telling of. It is certainly strange, isn't it? It is certainly strange. So obviously there's the house across the street. She's always told to ignore it. Don't have anything to do with it. Which is fair enough. And when she does end up going into it, obviously the father of that house, he's blind. He's potentially got cancer, as we believe, because he's coughing up blood. It's sadly a lung cancer based thing. It can happen. No, it's not always that thing, but it does happen based on that kind of stuff. And obviously he just he's glued to the television. He doesn't really do anything to take care of himself. He might not be able to take care of himself for all we know. We don't know the full details behind that, but the fact is, he gets a cool little song, which was a catchy song. It's horrific, but it's a catchy song. She ends up finding what I'm assuming is the son, who he is obsessed with how he looks. It's sadly a thing that a lot of young people are obsessed with. They're obsessed with their looks. Even older people, they get obsessed with their looks, so much so, probably because there's been a level of ridicule at one point, but he is so obsessed with how he looks that he's like, he is always going to try to perfect himself and everything. And he's constantly 24/7 surveying himself to make sure that everything is perfect. You know what I mean? So much so that you don't even see his real face, kind of shit, which is interesting. And then you've got the mother. I thought it was a dude too, but I'm pretty sure it was the mother, based on the outfit that was worn and the specific things they said, is the addict. It just shows that house is a dysfunctional house, 100%, but not like a regular kind of dysfunctional, like, oh, they have problems, like destructive dysfunctional, like really fucking bad kind of stuff. And she's obviously addicted to wine and pills. Very dangerous. Like, people die because of that. Super dangerous. Addiction's bad, and addiction's a problem, and you should get help if you have it. But anyway, the fact is, she's so intrigued by only a specific part of that house, right? She's always intrigued about the attic, specifically the very top floor, and the weird window and the light and everything. Very freaking strange. Very freaking strange. That's the part that gets me. She's so obsessed with just that up there. And then when she finally gets up there, and it's just a shitty old attic, but then she looks out the window and she sees not her house. She sees a sign. And that sign says Opal's Burgers, right? And then all of a sudden she's back home and everything's all safe and stuff and she's no longer in danger. Here's the thing. Right? So that's the story. And I'm sure a lot of people are probably like, well, I kind of get it. Let me explain what I think is going on. I think Opal lives in that attic. I think she is in that horrific house. I don't know who Claire is. I don't know why Claire keeps being mentioned. Not exactly sure about that. But I think she's in this terrible living situation. So much so that she has a level of daydream and escape fantasism. I'm not going to say astral projection, maybe not quite like that. Stuff on screen isn't in this chat. What are you talking about? Don't know. So it looks like it's the same. I don't know. But yeah, exactly, Masige. Claire is Opal, right? and she's trapped in this attic. And so she looks out, and there's not a lovely house across the road. No, there's a sign of a very happy looking family because it's a billboard. It's meant to be advertising, and it's all like, oh my goodness. And it's Opal's Burgers. So she lives in this fantasy in her mind that she's in a far better place, right? With a loving family and everything's fine, eating burgers, happy days. When in reality, she's Claire. She's the daughter of this really fucked up dysfunctional family trapped in this house. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. It gives me the vibes of like Nightmare Before Christmas, like creepy claymation kind of things. Yeah, fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Sorry, let me catch up a chat. I had to kind of get that off my head because that was stellar. That was awesome. It was great. I definitely feel like I've seen other bits of his work, probably through Adult Swim. Shop looks very familiar, but we'll probably watch that next. Anyway, so we're all good on that. YouTube is stupid. Things might be on Max. Adult Swim stuff is cool. Dysfunctional family, yeah. Dysfunctional family, escapism, child abuse. Exactly. We're all on the same page, 100%. Opal is really sad because it's all about child neglect. Absolutely, and how common it is. Yeah, sadly. Very true. Pretty sure the guy obsessed with himself is her dad. Maybe. I think it could be her brother. But maybe. It's an idea. Probably her... Could be her dad. Hard to say. People don't make up to me the way I think they should, and wanted kids to be reliant on attached to was my mom for a while. Wasn't an addict, but some of what she said gave me chills. Horrific. I'm so sorry. Because it's her safe room. Well, it's probably also her room. Like, when you're in a bad situation, sometimes you don't get a choice what room you have. You know what I mean? So they might have just shoved her up there. But she's the only sober one who can actually do things to help everybody else out. Horrifying, isn't it? Horrifying. You weren't here when I explained it. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. You're gonna have to. You just have to go back and listen to that. Because I don't want to say it again. Claire is probably a real name. Opal is from the billboard. Exactly. She's exactly. Am I Sigma? Don't know what the fuck that means, bud. But so I'm not gonna answer because I don't know what I'm walking into. Kwong, hi, welcome back. She dances with the burger because she never eats one. Exactly. Yep. See, look at this. Look at this. Probably shouldn't react to adults in the future. Just be safe. Yeah. Quite right. Your mom is a lot better now. I'm glad to hear that, man. I'm glad to hear that. That's good. It's also implied the mom might have done something to the dad. Yeah, I still don't. I mean, I suppose the mirror dude could be the dad, but I do think the guy downstairs could be the dad. It's hard to say. It's hard to say. Anyway, so we won't watch any more Jack Stauber just in case it triggers more copyright stuff, especially because it looks like he does copyright a lot of his stuff, which is fair enough. I totally get it. You know, when you're a big enough name, you can do whatever you want. So we will move on to some Mr. Samuels. Mr. Samuels Tea Time Stories. It's horrific. It's creepy, macabre, and eerie, and I love it. To be safe, for those of you who might not have seen any of this, we'll start with the first one because we've seen it, but we'll watch it again because it really pulls you into this weird world, and then we'll go from there. There's only 4 parts at the moment, so don't worry. There's not a crazy amount. The dude downstairs is his grandfather. Yeah, I could see that. I could totally see that. Okay. Yeah, you got. Yeah, I think we're on the right track. Ultimately, it's still a dysfunctional family, but to a very destructive extent. And it's true, child abuse is a big problem. So, actually, this could be a good time for us to take a quick 5, get a drink, go to the toilet, do what we need to do. I know I need to go to the toilet. I might get another cup of tea. So I'm gonna go do that. We'll be back in a little bit, okay? I'm just gonna switch us over here. Oh yeah, my thing's not even on. Okay. I'll see you guys in a little bit. Oh my goodness. I'll tell you what. Hang on. I'll tell you what. I can give you something. There you go. Little me getting scared by shit. Go under it. Under it. Hello? Oh. Is he? I thought something was... Don't like that. Oh, God. Oh, Jesus Christ. Ah. The fuck?
Oh, he's got little chicken wings. Oh, what did he just lob at me? Ooh. Oh, it's so gruesome. Oh my goodness, little chicken boy, Jesus Christ.
Hello? Oh God, no. I'm okay, thank you. No, none for me, please. That's okay. Hey. Oh no. Oh, I'm dead. Oh no. Oh. Oh. I forgot where the thing was. What's with the... Why are they all rows?
So many bodies.
Oh, gee, I wasn't ready for that. I guess we just can't go through that. Okay, now.
Did that really? Oh God.
We got the handle. I don't know if you should investigate the bellowing laughter. There's some nice carpet though.
Looks like we caught another. Lively now, aren't you? You should have put that effort into running. It would have made the chase that much more thrilling.
Let me go! Let me go!
It would seem this little rabbit lacks the necessary fortitude.
Tis just... Excuse you? Excuse you. Who's got a baby carriage in this place, man? What's up with this? Who's pushing a pram around? Will you be my friend? I don't know about that. I don't know about that at all. Mm-mm-mm. Don't know who you are, man, or how would I don't know. Another scene. We back. Ugh. Got my tea. What? I'm all ready. Hope you guys are ready too. Oh, I'm just gonna stretch my back out there a little bit. Baby Nate, tiny Nate, short hair Nate, young Nate. Yeah, that was a few years ago. Maybe like 5 years ago. Some of it goes back to like almost 7 years. Maybe almost seven. No, maybe five, maybe 4 or 5 years. It's team time. You dang right, baby. We back. Okay, Mr. Samuel's Tea Time Stories for Good Kids and Confused Adults. Who's ready? I know I sure am.
Oh, hello there. I wasn't expecting you.
Yes,
You haven't come by in a while. I thought you'd forgotten all about this place.
But you always remember eventually, don't you? It's a pleasure to see your face. Welcome home. Welcome home.
It's great how it's just like a little off, a little creepy, a little off-putting.
Thank you for that lovely cup of tea, Mrs. Madeline. But I must be going now.
Going? Going where?
I don't know. Just going.
But you can't go.
Why not?
Because I built my house in your bones. And if you go, where will I live?
You can't just build your house in people's bones. Besides, I need my bones.
Oh. Okay.
Is he a person though?
Oh, a letter.
Look, we've received some snail mail. Thank you, Mr. Snail Mail.
Snail mail.
Let's see what it says. Dear Mr. Samuel, that's me. Time is confusing and I don't know what's going on. How do I stop the horrors? I am terrified.
It's a good question.
Please make it
Sabah,
stop.
hi, welcome to chat.
Sounds like it's time for...
Mr. Samuel's tips for good children and confused adults.
Are you feeling confused?
Is time getting all muddy and smudged?
Well, here's what you have to do. Make your bed. Every day, you should make your bed.
Why?
Because it's important. Now, gotta shout at the clocks, because sometimes they get silly.
Yes, clocks like to be silly. You have to put them back in their place.
In their place. Well, I think my shift is over.
Oh, Mr. Snail Mail, do stay for a cup of tea.
Oh, that's a kind of... I'll just be sitting home today.
But you're not home. You're here.
Oh, Miss Madeline. I'm a snail. I carry my home on my back. Home
That's right, hi, Howler.
everywhere I go.
No, silly. It doesn't matter whether you're a snail, or a tiger, or a triangle. Whether home is the shell on your back, or a bunch of bones and teeth you've assembled to live inside.
Well,
Not even
I think it's time for a bedtime story.
Sweet.
That was very entertaining.
Yes, it was.
Thank you, Mr. Bedtime Story. Goodbye.
See you soon.
They didn't tell me the bedtime story. That makes me very sad. Okay. What's the funny joke? Okay. Something about Windows. So good and eerie. That's what I like about this series. It feels kind of like children's entertainment shows, you know, kind of like I guess you could say Barney, Bear in the Big Blue House, Bananas in Pajamas, things of that kind of nature, where it's supposed to be a little bit educational, a little bit silly, but these are twisted. These are twisted and a little demented and a little bit out there. What tea am I drinking? I'm drinking it's just Thompson's tea, just a Thompson black tea, a little bit of milk in it, no sugar. I am a simple man with simple pleasures, and it's the only tea we have available, so I'm happy to drink it. But that's just me. No, I think these are good. They're off-putting and bizarre. That's what we like, right? We like things that make you think and make you a little creeped out at the same time. Which this is exactly what it is. It's just creepy. It's not horrifying. It doesn't make you. I mean, at least it might. It could get worse. I don't know yet. I have no idea where this craziness is gonna go. Shall we watch part 2? It's today again. I think so.
Was it very
Something's changed here.
Well, oh, hello. It's you again. You're here at this hour?
It's a bad time.
Now, gloomy Madeline, our friends are always welcome here, aren't they? I'll put on the kettle.
I don't want to drink tea anymore.
Welcome home. You know, there's good time and there's bad time. Good time is the time that is on the right side of the clock's face.
Good time.
And of course, you know, bad time.
Bad time when the sun goes to sleep on the left side of the clock's face. Bad things happen at this hour.
Hello, everyone. Is this a bad time?
It's a bad time.
It's story time.
Somewhere far away from the world lived a peculiar little man. Alone was a good way to live, and every day was a good day to live.
Was it kind of cut off for you guys? Oh shit, I didn't even notice that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't realize it was. There we go.
Enough dilly-dallying. It's time for bed.
It's time for a letter. Dear Mr. Samuel, the moon is getting closer. I hope you all locked your doors well and are hiding under the blankets.
That's enough. It's time to go to sleep.
Never really time for anything. Time was just a bunch jumbled up clothes.
Time is a straight line.
Now let's not argue about the shape of time again.
Time is a line. Time smells like banana bread.
Time smells like my mother's chicken bun.
You can't just make things up about time.
Why don't you tell us what time looks like, Miss Madeline?
Well, different people believe different things about the shape of time. Some people think time looks like a straight line. Others think it's shaped like a donut. But I'm here to tell you that neither is true. Because time is shaped like a labyrinth.
Look up Jordan Moneypenny.
Well, we've wasted enough time. I'll tell you a bedtime story, and then we can all go to sleep. This is the story of something that happened not so long ago.
Oh. Well, all right. That's all for tonight. Thank you all. Have a good night. More Miklo. He's the second. Allah. One shot. Very few. Helps the wars in their fuck. You'll have me move line one. Oh, I said that. Thank you. What?
Now that's interesting. That's interesting. Because I didn't know if this series, this show, what have you, was going to do anything that kind of really gives it like lore, if you will. Jordan Manny Penny, hi, welcome back, bud. But like, so the fact of the matter that in this one, like in the first one, it just felt like it was a kind of weird, demented kids show thing, right? And this one, although it's still kind of that, there's little hints and nods and certain things that kind of do something else, kind of answer a few questions. Because like for me, I was like, Miss Madeline, why does she have like the head of a clock? What's up with that? Because nobody's mentioned it at all. It's just kind of strange, right? And then obviously you got like the star hand puppet, interesting kind of thing. Maybe he's a star, maybe he's not. I'm not entirely sure. The snail mail seems like a typical mail situation. No problem with that. Mr. Samuel, it's obviously this is his show. And so in this one, I think I've now pieced together the fact that the weird reversed segments might be, it's almost like behind the scenes, almost like they're not on camera, if you will. It's them being real, right? Whereas when they are on camera, on set, on show, whatever, that's all very normal. They do typical fun little stuff, just the eerie twists. And then we've learned that he's even mentioned about her being a bad clock. And she's acknowledging that she is a clock. And it's like, okay, well that's something to work with here. We're getting little pieces of something together here. And then the fact that since she arrived, time has stood still. But it's her job to keep it still. Which then again, it reminds you that it's today again, as part 2 says. I don't know why there's a hole. They didn't really go into that, but that's okay. Cool to have a mystery. Don't know if it's ever going to come up again. It might just be a random one-off thing. That's cool. It's cool and mysterious. I like that. And it's just, I don't know. Does that mean Miss Madeline is more powerful than she appears? Is there something else going on here? Because even in the first one, she's singing about how home is nowhere, it's prison and stuff. Even time is a prison. It's just odd, isn't it? It's just odd. Do I know Dalty Ray 15? Yes, I know that's you, buddy. I know that's you. I think we've seen your account. I think we've been there before. But good to see you again, buddy. Good to see you again. Play Shansenken. Oh, the train thing. That'll be on Nate Dogg whenever we do it, buddy. Not here. This is the watching place. You got 98 subs. Good for you, man. Good for you. Keep at it. Keep at it. Proud of you. Yeah, this is a strange one. I wasn't expecting there to be lore. I thought it was just going to be kind of a goofy, silly show thing. But I guess it, even Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared has lore and something to it as well. The show certainly does, compared to the YouTube series. You think time is shaped like a circle? I could see that. A weird circle, but yeah, maybe. I think time is just confusing. But I think it's okay to be confusing. Is there a way to manipulate it? I think that's the biggest question of all. Let's move on, shall we? Episode 3. A funeral is a party.
Oh, I didn't see you there.
Did you not?
I never expect you to come back. But you always do.
She says things that are just
You
a bit
never
off.
leave.
Well, no, I don't.
Not in a way that matters.
Unless she's talking to him.
It's always good to see you here. Welcome home.
Samuel's happy to have us, but she is not.
Hello, Mr. Samuel.
But she can change
Hello,
clothes.
Miss Madeline.
Hello, Mr. Snail Mail.
Mrs. Madeline, haven't you been watering your plants? It's as good as dead.
I have been. I promise. I water it every day and leave it in the sunlight, but haven't you ever noticed there's something strange about the sunlight that comes in through that window? Something is wrong with this place.
This is our home.
The thing about home is you can leave anytime you want. But have you ever been able to leave this place?
I haven't. That's because I like it here.
No, something is not right.
What are you saying?
The sunlight is different here. It kills the things that it should feed. The sunlight is different here. Doesn't warm things like it could. Shines brighter than it probably should. And everyone who lives here knows that the sunlight is different here. The sky is a little too clear. The sun is always too near.
I have some snail mail for you.
Oh. What's this?
What is it?
What? What's going on?
It's a funeral announcement.
Who is it?
Madeline, it's our friend, Dr. Delight.
Oh no. No. I don't want my friends to die.
But everyone dies, Mrs. Madeline.
Even my friends?
Even your friends.
How did he die?
He grew old. And then he died.
Oh, dying is scary. Oh, now you show up.
Oh, go away.
Where have you been? My plant is dying.
I've been busy.
What's everything?
Now, everyone, let's not forget why we're here. We're here to celebrate the life of Dr. Delight.
It's a little bit like that time Dr. Delight moved into a new home and we threw him a housewarming party.
You're right, Gloomy Madeline. Maybe a funeral is a party after all.
A funeral's a party, but the guest isn't here. A funeral's a party, devoid of all cheer. A funeral is a party where we all shed a tear. We miss you quite dearly. Thanks for stopping by. Wish you'd stay
Thank you for coming, Dr. Delight.
It's been a lovely time having you here.
Thanks
Thank
for
you for
coming.
coming. Thank you for
Thank you
coming.
for coming.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming.
Continues to intrigue. Continues to intrigue. Yeah, rest in peace, Dr. Delight. Completely agree. Completely agree. What's going on, Carbonus? Just Mr. Samuel's tea time stories for good kids and confused adults. And that is exactly how I'm feeling. So actually, yeah, you know, it's fitting the bill. It's fitting the bill. Very, very strange. Timby's added more to the forum. Awesome. Awesome. Take care, Timby. Thank you very much, my dude. Oh, here's Ginger. You're back. Remember at the start of the stream when you mentioned you finished the art for Infinity Cordelia? I just wanted to mention if you need any changes made. Oh, okay. Cool. No worries. I'll have a look. Don't you worry. I'll have a look. I'll let you know. I wonder if they'll escape next episode. Yeah, it's interesting, right? Because they're definitely aware that where they're at is a bizarre place and that it's almost... It is kind of like a prison in a way, isn't it? There's a lot of strangeness too. Now this one's called Question Mark for part 4. This one came out very recently. This was this was 4 days ago. We're hot on the tail here. So I'm very intrigued to see what's going on. Let's find out, shall we?
Oh, it's you. After all this time, it's still you.
Always, buddy.
You know, there aren't many things I can count on, but I can always count on you to be back. Even when you forget. You forget every time. But when you're back, you remember. Because you never really leave this place. You never really could you? You know you're always welcome here.
That was good.
Do you wish you could go outside sometimes? Sometimes I wish I could go outside, only for a little bit.
Who do you talk to when we're not here?
Where do you go when you go?
Outside.
There is no outside. I've checked. There's nowhere to go. Where do you go when you go?
Who do you talk to when we're not around?
What else is there? Is there something else? Where is the sun?
I'm the sun.
You know what I mean. Where does the sun go when it goes? And why hasn't it come back yet?
You've been thinking of going, haven't you?
Just for a bit. Only sometimes.
Going where?
I don't know. I want to go. I wish I could go.
Why do you always talk about leaving? Why is this not good enough for you? This is home. We've never known anything else. Frankly, I don't think there is anything else. It's not much, but it's all we have. It's home.
You're getting daydreamy and thinking of leaving this place. Don't pull a Houdini and disappear without a trace. Others have tried before you. It's not much, but it's home. It isn't much, but it's our home. We built it for you and me. And when the world came crumbling down, we made a place where we could be. It isn't much, but it's our home. I think that you forget sometimes. There's nothing out there that we don't have in here. And outside everything is, well, quiet too. You want to go out, but where do you want to go?
I think Chaos has got some interesting ideas here. He says, I wonder if it's playing with the ideas of childhood nostalgia, and if those programs we lived as a child were a whole other world. It's an idea, but then he carries on with something else I'm a little more leaning into. Like, what if they existed for us? And when we go away, they're still trapped. I think trapped is the key thing here. I wonder if it's Mr. Samuel who's trapped. But not in like another world. I mean, it could be another world. I wonder if he's trapped in his own mind. Like perhaps in a coma. And this is all just because you know how nostalgia or certain things bring you joy. Maybe for all we know, he worked with kids a lot, which could be why kids are his happy place or whatever, which could be why he's getting this kind of weird place in his mind that keeps him safe. It keeps him safe. You know, the outside world is dangerous. Maybe bad things happen, but no matter what, I think he's trapped in his own head. And these are characters he's thought up of. For all we know, they could be characters he has created. Hard to say. Hard to say. Okay, Mr. Samuel's the only one left. Great question, High Howler. Great question. But the fact that it was only him and the sun, the fact that we know that star is the sun, is very strange. It's just a representation of the sun. Or dementia / Alzheimer's. Yeah. Yeah. I definitely think it's a very mental thing going on here, but it seems to mainly be affecting Mr. Samuel. Then again, he is an old man. I mean, he doesn't seem like he's, crazy old or anything, but definitely think there's something going on there. Mentally. What if Miss Madeline and Mr. Snail never existed and he just made them up to cope with his environment? That's what, yeah, I think we're all thinking similar thoughts here. It's interesting. Now, for all we know, he might not be trapped in his brain. Maybe he is trapped in some weird, horrific world or something. Could be. I just don't think that is the case. Especially when, suddenly a hole has appeared and things are kind of look like they're maybe getting sucked into it in a kind of slow, weird fashion. It's almost like the world is crumbling down around him, even in his own safety net. And he keeps talking about wanting to go outside. Perhaps outside of whatever this realm is, outside of his mind, so he can go back to reality. But clearly he can't. Doesn't know how, doesn't know why. Yet the others can. They can leave because, no, they don't really fucking exist, do they? Or maybe they're more powerful than we know. Hard to say. Hard to say. But very interesting thoughts nonetheless. Very good, everyone. Very good. Well, that's Mr. Samuel's Tea Time Stories at the moment. They're all the way up to 4 episodes. It's very good. It's very good. Very excited to see it. I've already subscribed on Nate Narrate, so don't worry about that. Excuse me, because we're currently on Nate Dog. What was the other one? Thompson Extension. Total looking at it. Ooh. The liminal horror of the Thompson Extension. I'm already getting House of Leaves vibes from this. Makes me think of Navidson. Awesome. 11 videos doesn't seem very long. I like that. Oh, this could be pretty cool. Ah, this looks like it's pretty well made. Could be that they were forgotten. Oh, it's interesting how he always has a weird reaction when Miss Madeline is singing, like in the first episode. You guys are right. I think you guys are right. There's definitely something. We'll keep an eye on Mr. Samuel. See what's going on there. This looks interesting. The Thompson Extension. This was recommended today. I like liminal spaces and bizarreness when it comes to that. Let's jump on in, shall we? Thompson Extensions. Yeah, liminal space, backrooms, creepypasta. Sounds great. They went missing whilst under investigation for tax evasion. That's terrible. What's up with the fucking weird noises in the back? It's like distorted noises in the background. Police were called to the Thompsons' home after neighbors reported hearing keening. Well, keening sounds coming from these. Keening? What's keening? What's keening? I feel like I should know this. Keening. Well, I'll find out right now. The action of wailing and grief for a dead person. Oh. Okay. I knew lamenting, but I guess it's a vocal. Okay, cool. Well, learn something new every day. How about that? Anyway, let's Home interior was furnished with unusual exotic items and furniture. See, what I already like about this is the fact that, yeah, it might be a little distorted and kind of weird, but the sound isn't too crazy at the moment. You can see kind of what's going on. Yeah, I think there's a level of AI art shit going on. I'm not exactly fully happy with that, but just because it steals people's artwork, that's my only problem with that. But anyway, let's not judge harshly right away. Police searched Mr. Thompson's basement den and discovered a second room behind a curtain. Excuse me. This room connected to another not included in the house floor plan. Yeah, it feels very House of Leaves now. It's cool. What was initially believed to be a non-approved extension connected to another room. And another. The hell? Something like crazy weird noise all of a sudden. To this day, the Thompson extension has never been fully explored due to its gargantuan size. So it is backroomsy, I get you as well. The Thompsons remain missing, despite the continuous keening sounds emanating from the extension. Yeah, it's definitely giving me the vibes of Backrooms and House of Leaves. 100%. Okay. Got a bit freaking weird there, but cool. Linda Bayer, intrepid photographer, was part of a team commissioned to survey and document the Thompsons extension. Awesome. I still don't understand what's with the weird, funky background voices thing. It's a little weird. The crew traversed the endless network of chambers, each more perplexing than the last. But the room that left an indelible mark on Linda was the playroom. Show us, Linda. There's always so much more text. Upon exiting the extension, Linda felt changed. She tried to shake off the unsettling feeling, attributing it to the eeriness of her experience. Yet the playroom lingered in her mind, night after haunting night. As days turned to weeks, Linda started experiencing horrifying nightmares. She was back in the playroom, but not as her adult self. She was a terrified infant crawling aimlessly. That's pretty spooky. Each time, an ominous sense of a looming presence intensified her fear. She felt hunted. The fear of the unseen presence was far worse than the terror of isolation. One day, Linda awoke for the last time. Sleep suddenly evaded her grasp. What? Her bed, a cage. Her mind, trapped between memories of the playroom and a waking nightmare. The line between dream and reality blurred, leaving her ensnared in perpetual twilight. What? What? So she's not able to go back to sleep. That's what it sounds like. She's not able to go back to sleep. Okay. The noises just repeat and it's weird. A visit to specialists revealed a grim diagnosis: fatal familial insomnia, a rare, relentless condition with no known cure. As her health deteriorated, Linda often whispered to friends, "Part of me never left that room. It's still there, waiting." Yeah, I think it is meant to be the keening sound, but it's like, you know, after the first episode, I don't know if it's necessary to just have it be an endless loop in every single episode. It just feels unnecessary, you know? Like, just go with the kind of creepy little noise you got going on. That's pretty good. But just to have, I mean, that keening noise is just a bit, like, it just becomes too much, doesn't it? But maybe that's part of it. Maybe it's meant to, you know, really wear down on you, like the situation. I guess that works. Jesus Christ. 1958 to 1983. She wasn't even all that old, but she didn't. Oh God. She does not look the same. So that's her dead. That's her before. Look at that. Look at the difference. Jeez. It's just horrific, isn't it? Alexander Mercer, a geospatial engineer part of the team assigned to map the Thompson Extension 1982. Photograph taken 3 years pre-buccal cavity ablation procedure. What the what's buccal cavity ablation procedure? What the fuck is going on here? While mapping out the extension, Alex became separated 2 TDKM, Thompson Den kilometers, from the entrance. So they have their own units of measure in there? Why? What makes it different from regular kilometers? Is that... what? Okay. This section of the Thompson extension is dominated by the containment basins. It is believed the purpose of these basins is for holding runoff from other parts of the extension, preventing flooding. See, I like this world building. I like the cool, creepy pictures they got. I like a lot of the stuff they got going on. It's exciting. It's weird. It's an investigation of something. You don't know what the horror or the danger is. I like that a lot. But could seriously do without the keening every single goddamn episode. I really hope it's not in every single one. Yet occasionally, the water level seems to rise and fall in an unnatural rhythm, like the slow breathing of some vast entity, suggesting that perhaps they contain more than just water. While the majority of these basins are the size of a regular swimming pool, Alex is reported to have fallen into one estimated to be the size of 16 football stadiums. Holy shit. He spent 24 harrowing hours treading water in the engulfing darkness before he was rescued. Jesus Christ. 24 hours treading water? That's you. Oh, Jesus Christ, bro. That's insane. That's insane. After leaving the Thompson extension, Alex began to manifest a severe case of hydrophobia, an irrational fear of water, commonly associated with rabies. I think I could understand. In that kind of a situation, yeah, I would totally understand. You fall into 16 football stadium size, big insane. I mean, basically like a small ocean, or I guess a lake in a way you could say that. And you're treading water for 24 hours. Yeah, I would understand why you gain hydrophobia. Excuse me. It's not irrational. Over the course of several months, this fear intensified, making Alex terrified not just of external water sources, but even of his own saliva. Okay, so that is a bit too far. But I guess that's the point, isn't it? This isn't a normal situation. Desperate, Alex sought out an underground physician willing to perform an unthinkable procedure, the removal of his mouth. What? Where's the logic in that? Wouldn't he also be afraid of his own pee? Like, would you then get rid of you? I mean, come on, what? Also, what about, like, your nose, your snot and stuff? Like, what about sweat? I don't know. Bit strange. Removal of his mouth. The procedure involved removing the labium superius oris and labium inferius oris, sealing off the mouth cavity, and rerouting the digestive system to allow for feeding through a tube. I don't get it. I don't get it. Why? He's become so scared of water that he's scared of his own saliva. So he gets an insane operation to remove his mouth cavity, and instead he feeds through. I don't understand. If he's so okay, it's okay. It's horrifying. Don't get me wrong, but the logic is kind of lost on me. However, complications soon arose. Infections set in, and Alex began to reject the modifications. Who would have fucking thought that your body wouldn't have liked what you were doing? Gotta trust your body, bro. Jeez. Alex, 16 hours post his buccal cavity ablation procedure. The Mercer family have requested the full image to be censored out of respect for Alex. I don't know why he looks so horrifically different. Yeah, I don't quite understand why he looks so horrifically different if the only thing that really happened to him was he had a procedure that got rid of his mouth. Why does his head look like he's come out of Beetlejuice or something? Like, what the fuck? Okay. It's terrifying. Being so scared of water, you want your mouth removed. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Why only your mouth when you produce water in so many other ways from your body? I mean, yeah, it's not pure water, but the fact is, sweat. Your body produces sweat. You're just never going to sweat again. You remove your sweat glands. You can't do that. What about when you pee? You got to be terrified of that as well. Doesn't make any sense. There's certain things that just don't quite work with that. I don't know, man. I like this, but that one was a bit fucking strange. A bit strange. Exactly. Blood, that's another good point. I mean, it is thicker than water. I guess you could maybe get away with that one, but if you see it like trickle down, yeah, then it looks like liquid. Yeah, exactly. 100%. 100%. Exactly. There's certain things that don't make sense. Ectomorphic fusion syndrome. Maybe we'll watch this one. If this one also gets a bit ridiculous off the rails, I'm less interested. Which is a shame because the production value looks good. It sounds well. Besides the fucking weird keening 24/7. Besides that, it's fine. It's just some of the logic ain't quite there. Siobhan Donahue, missionary, 1992, 4 years pre-stage 4 ectomorphic fusion syndrome. Siobhan, along with a missionary group of 6, entered the mysterious Thompson extension, intending to find the spiritual essence of the place. Of course. Logical. Yep, I definitely believe spiritual people would do that. Within the intricate maze of the extension, most drapes serve merely as veils for empty walls or doorways to other rooms. Yet in one distinct chamber, Siobhan found that not all curtains concealed such mundane sights. Ooh. Hit me with it, baby. Found like a cult room or something? The Stygian Atrium. Distance from the Thompson Den, 0.3 TD. That's also a thing. Why do they have their own unit of measurement when you could just use kilometers or even feet? You could, because then what's our point of reference? How do we know what that is compared to what we use? We don't know how far 0.3 Thompson Den kilometers are. We don't know that unit of measurement because it's not deep. Siobhan and her group formed a prayer circle, seeking solace and unity. As the final amen echoed, an inexplicable urge drew her to one particular curtain, compelling her to peer behind it. I do like this. Don't make me think that just because I have little niggles about it means I don't like it. She described the void as devoid of God, an emptiness so profound that it struck her core. It was a blackness that no light, not even divine, could penetrate. Okay. Some theorize the extension is, in reality, expanding into this void, accounting for its immeasurable size and the unsettling atmosphere it radiates. I appreciate the no keening now. After her encounter, Siobhan reported a pervasive numbness, a hollowness that matched the void she had witnessed. Weeks after leaving the extension, this feeling intensified, and she was diagnosed with ectomorphic fusion syndrome. No, I agree, Doug. I agree that there is probably a point why there's so much of it, especially because, like they said, whenever you're in this extension, that's pretty much all you can hear. So I think logically it makes sense. It's just, we're not actually there, so we don't need to hear it 24/7 in every single episode. That's just my point. Anyway, ectomorphic fusion syndrome is a rare and progressive neuropsychological disorder characterized by the patient. I don't know why I struggled with that one. Characterized by the patient's delusional belief and perception of merging or fusing with their surroundings. She thinks she's fusing with her surroundings? The condition often stems from profound traumatic experiences related to feelings of emptiness, isolation, or exposure to vast void-like spaces. Why does that then make them feel like they're fusing with them? I'm a little confused. But okay. Okay. Either way, she's delusional in thinking that she's becoming one with her surroundings. That much I understand. Siobhan began to feel an unquenchable need to expand herself. Initially, it was subtle. She started eating more, feeling the need to physically grow and fill her perceived emptiness. Okay. Is she gonna get like insanely fat or something? Eating did not satisfy the compulsion. Siobhan began body modification. Oh, here we go. Body modification. That's going to be disgusting. At first, it was minor implants. However, her modifications became more grotesque and invasive, as if she was trying to make herself larger, more sprawling, less human. This is going to be horrific to see. After Siobhan's unsettling venture into the Thompson extension, her behavior grew increasingly erratic, and her family grew concerned. However, nothing could prepare them for the horrifying discovery they'd make 6 months later. I'm just going to give a warning now because I feel like we're going to see a level of this, and I don't know how horrific it's going to be, so you've been warned. If you want to look away, I recommend it, and I'll let you know when it's okay to look back. Just because I don't know what we're going to walk into, but it doesn't sound good. Just thought I'd let you know. You've been warned. While her parents' home underwent its own extension, a noxious and foul odor began wafting up from the crawl space. When they went to investigate, they uncovered a scene of horror. Siobhan had been there, gruesomely fused to the house's foundation. Oh, what? Okay. Well, we haven't seen it yet, but we might be seeing it in a moment, so. In a grotesque attempt to sustain herself, she had rerouted the home's water supply and waste disposal. Oh, God. She had rerouted the home's water supply and waste disposal pipes directly into her esophagus. So she. Oh, God. Ugh, okay. The gnarled abrasions on her limbs suggested she had wedged herself within the confines of the foundation amongst the maze of pipework. You think people should stop going into there? Yeah. I agree with you. Okay, people, you've been warned. We might see some of it soon. The scene was made all the more tragic when they deduced what had transpired. Her father, plagued by advancing cognitive decline, had unwittingly left a tap running for days. Coupled with the ingestion from the waste pipe, Siobhan's body had swelled, leading to her tragic demise. Oh, boy. Getting the keening again as well. It's gonna be horrific, isn't it? Oh, well, it's mostly censored, but it's not that censored. It feels very... Oh. The harrowing impact of her encounter in the Stygian chamber had left an indelible mark on the very foundations of the Donahue family home. Well, she doesn't... luckily, you don't see too much of it, but you get enough of an idea that it's just disgusting and horrific. Yeah. Yeah, pretty... Okay, well, you're all safe now if you were looking away. Although, we're about to walk into the disintegration of Mrs. Thompson. Jesus. Let's do it. After the baffling disappearances associated with the Thompson extension and the myriad of mysteries surrounding the family, the community's focus eventually shifted towards Mrs. Thompson's artistry. Oh. Interesting. At first glance, her artworks appeared innocuous. Pastoral scenes, simple portraits, and abstract splashes. That's a very pleasant picture, yeah, I agree. Nothing stood out. Mrs. Thompson's reputation as a kind-hearted, community-driven woman drove local families to acquire her pieces more out of empathy than aesthetic appreciation. Oh, that's sad, but they're nice. They're simple and pleasant. Months before her mysterious disappearance, whispers began circulating about Mrs. Thompson's deteriorating health. Sightings of her, although rare, revealed a figure covered in bandages, limping with a demeanor that was a shadow of her former self. Yeah, we are getting to the Thompson family. Yes, this is interesting. This is very interesting. Hushed conversations hinted at leprosy. Oh, that sucks. A disease not commonly seen in the area. As her physical health seemed to wane, her artistic expressions became even more erratic and haunting. Ooh. Okay, hit me with some horrifying art. Let's go. I mean, I wouldn't call that horrifying, but it is certainly strange. It's definitely strange. Oh, but they had like the curtains and stuff as well. Oh, and there's a person in a creepy doorway. Okay. However, an incident in a local residence shook the community's perception of these paintings. A severe fire engulfed the house of one of the owners of Thompson artwork. Firefighters swiftly doused the flames, salvaging what they could from the charred remnants. Among the smoke-damaged items was one of Mrs. Thompson's paintings. So it's smoke-damaged, okay. The intensity of the fire had stripped away layers of paint, revealing a deeply unsettling self-portrait of Mrs. Thompson. Oh, God. A deeply unsettling self-portrait of Mrs. Thompson. That's interesting that you would hide that underneath a different painting. Her depiction was distorted, haunting, with eyes that seemed to capture an intense anguish or perhaps a sinister secret. Leprosy is like a biblical disease. Wonder if that's connected. Oh, clever boy. Expert analysis revealed that the pigment used in the portrait wasn't just color. Ooh. Microscopic evaluations indicated that the presence of blood vessels, capillaries, and hints of nervous tissue embedded within the paint strokes. The portrait was not merely a representation of Mrs. Thompson, but contained traces of her very essence. That's pretty horrifying. Not just blood, but capillaries and also nervous tissue? I mean, we're talking like properly scraping off parts of your body. And somehow, oh God, putting that in your paint mixture. Today, an estimated 500 of Mrs. Thompson's paintings silently occupy walls in unsuspecting homes. Owners remain oblivious, living side by side with concealed remnants of Mrs. Thompson's grim legacy. The Matriarch's Veil, 1985. That is horrifying. So she... Oh, I just don't even... Ugh. Oh, that's heebie-jeebie territory right there. Oh my God, to think that you would like buy a painting off of her, and hidden underneath what looks like a very basic painting, like simple pleasantries or whatever, is a horrifying portrait of that lady who looks like she's obviously disintegrating into. Well, let me show you. She looks like that. So you got this underneath a very basic painting. And it's got her blood, it's got some of her nervous tissue, it's got parts of her in. Oh, that's so horrifying. Oh, hi again, Timby. That is brutal, High Howler. That is very, very brutal. Yeah, you know what? I didn't know if I was gonna stick with all this, but I'm getting back into it. I'm getting really back into it. Oh, exterior spatial recognition disorder. Class 4B, origin primary. 1989. Picture taken 4 days prior to the tragic Hollow Crest incident. The school bus, taken the morning of the accident. On its return from a school trip, tragedy struck. Take care, High Howler. The aftermath. A sudden sinkhole, 200 feet deep, claimed the lives of all. Oh. That's sad. That's sad. Isabella Johnson, age 7, among the youngest victims of the accident. Oh, not kids, man. That's so sad. Harold Johnson, father of Isabella, arrested for indirectly causing the sinkhole due to unauthorized excavation. Wow. What a jerk, man. Unauthorized excavation. Come on. Johnson's sketches, evidence of an obsession that drove him to dig beneath his house. Oh. Interesting. Harold claims his obsession began preceding an unexpected encounter in his basement. Ooh. Yeah. That evening, the basement echoed with an unfamiliar keening. Curiosity led Harold downstairs. Ah, Jesus Christ. There, standing still as stone, was Mr. Thompson. Despite appearing frail and unwell, his focus on a particular section of the wall was unnerving. Excuse me. Harold, recognizing the once familiar face of Thompson, felt a mix of shock and pity. Yeah, it's pretty gross, pretty creepy. Why are they getting so frail and horrific? What's up with that? Attempting to aid or confront Thompson, Harold briefly left, only to return to an empty basement. Yet an inexplicable obsession took hold. The exact spot Mr. Thompson had fixated upon became Harold's own relentless focus. There should be a room beyond. Why is that what he thought of? Why did he think... Oh, I guess because how else did he get in and out of the house? Okay. Okay. Diagnosis in prison. Exterior spatial recognition disorder. A rare condition causing the sufferer to perceive spaces that don't exist. I see. In 1997, Harold was isolated and permanently restrained for his own safety after attempting to dig through his cell's concrete walls using fingers and teeth. Oh, Jesus. Use a spoon or something, Harold. Jesus, don't hurt yourself, man. Harold claims he has irrefutable proof of Mr. Thompson's visit, though dismissed in court. The photograph he presented has left many unsettled. Yeah? He has a photograph, does he? Oh, God. Why are they getting so frail and, like, stuff? What's... Oh, God, I'm getting such heebie-jeebies. Oh, there's not too many left. I've really got to pee again. I feel I'm drinking all these liquids, man. It's not good. It's not good. Sorry, I'll be like 2 minutes. I'm back. Told you it wouldn't be long. Seems like the Thompson house causes neurological disorders in anybody who interacts with it or its residents. Yeah. That adds up. That adds up a lot. Makes a lot of sense. Well, I feel like we have to finish it now. We've come so far. Okay, the helical descent system. Doctors Lila and Daniel Matheson, 1990. 1 year prior to Daniel's puerile? I'm going to say puerile. Puerile regression syndrome diagnosis. Shift my butt back a bit again. Daniel and Lila were part of an expert surveying team that ventured into the Thompson extension. Always people going in places they shouldn't be going into. Upon their exploration, they chanced upon a section that would later be termed as the Helical Descent System, or HDS, positioned close to the playroom. The initial presumption was that it was a system of slides built for the Thompson children. Okay. Cool, bro. The vast network of slides twist and twirl around, seemingly descending deep into the bowels of the extension. Given their length, experts now theorize the slides served as a transportation mechanism or held another significant purpose. Oh yeah. Such as... Daniel and Lila decided to explore the HDS. Equipped with advanced segmented ropes made of an ultralight super strong composite material, they measured the depth. Though the total length was a staggering 5 TDK, they assumed Daniel wouldn't use it at all. Okay. Daniel, attached to the rope, began his ascent. The deeper he ventured, the more the rope unraveled. To the team's astonishment, the entire 5 TDK of rope was used up. A frantic effort began to retrieve Daniel. When hauled up, Daniel was physically unharmed, but psychologically altered. He couldn't articulate what he saw in the pitch-black depths, but a haunting sense of nearing something was evident in his distraught eyes. Interesting. Days after leaving the Thompson extension, Daniel started showing signs of cognitive regression. His actions, speech, and behavior became increasingly infantile. Daniel was eventually diagnosed with puerile regression syndrome, a rare condition characterized by a return to childlike behavior, emotional instability, and cognitive impairment. Interesting. So something mentally really fucked him up. Lila, despite not venturing into the HDS, began showing signs of shared psychosis, a folie à deux. She became increasingly protective and nurturing of Daniel, treating him not as a husband, but as a child. I mean, I feel like you have to kind of respond in a way, don't you? 9 months after visiting the extension, Lila was rushed to the hospital. Her excruciating pain mistaken for childbirth. What? Okay. But what emerged from Lila's body defied belief and shocked the medical team. What happened? Lila had delivered a lifeless adult body. How the fuck? Shrunken and mummified. Recognizable as Daniel. The fuck is going on? An investigation revealed the ghastly procedure Lila undertook. Daniel had been meticulously bound, drained of fluids, and slowly dried in a low-heat kiln, shrinking his body. Lila had then surgically inserted the preserved corpse into a womb, stitching it back up. The entire process was executed with chilling precision. How exactly does one do that? Oh my god. It's dark shit. Dark and horrific. Probably not possible either, but you know, it's fine. It's horrifying. Daniel had felt like a child trapped in an adult's body. And in a twisted, harrowing way, that's precisely how he met his end. Trapped inside his wife's body. Well, I think he died from before. Oh, Jesus Christ. He died before he went in her body, but okay.
You know, we
get an interview with somebody. With a former neighbor.
used to be real close, Mrs. Thompson and me. Our kiddos were thick as thieves, always raising some kind of ruckus. She'd come over for
one of
some
those deep
chit-chat,
fakes,
and
but hey, it's
our
fine.
conversations were just, you know, usual mom stuff. PTA, who's bringing what to the potluck, that kind of thing. But then one day, she starts showing off all these knickknacks. Weird stuff I can't really put into words what they looked like trying to describe how Tillamook cheddar tastes to someone who's never had cheese. All you know is, it's different, you know. Susan, Mrs. Thompson, that is, was acting real queer about it, too. She starts telling me how she's got her dream kitchen now, a playroom for the kiddos, and even a new bathroom. But something ain't adding up. I've been to their house, didn't see no dream kitchen. Heck, I ain't seen a single contractor or any of that renovation jazz. Nothing. Only thing I noticed were those strange things. The kind of things you'd only see in the Lost to Poke antique shop, but way creepier. Then one fine day, she comes over, looking like she's been through the ringer. We were sitting on my front porch, just sipping our coffee. She goes, "Judy, it keeps growing." I'm thinking, what's growing, a tumor or something? But she just looked at me, eyes hollow as a burnt-out Douglas fir, and says, "If I sleep, it'll get bigger." Gosh, it was like she was living with some unsaid dread. Not your garden variety worry, but something much deeper. Something you'd feel in your bones if you were lost out in the high desert, you know? After that, she changed. Started keeping to herself, hardly ever came out of her house. It's like the friend I knew was gone, replaced by this shell. She was just gone, and what was left was this unsettling emptiness, like a crater left after a forest fire. Sometimes I wonder if I should have done something, if I could have. But what can you do when you don't even know what you're up against? All I know is my friend was consumed by something that defies all reason. The friend I knew, she was swallowed up by whatever was growing in that house. And the most terrifying part, I have no idea what it was.
That is so cool. I like what they've done here. Really well set up. That's really an interview. That's great fun. That's such great fun. This is so well done. They've made it in the short formats. They can.
You know, I've been teaching music up at the local school for more years than I care to count. Heck, I've heard a lot of voices. Some heavenly, others, well, bless their hearts, they tried. But none unsettled me quite like Sarah Thompson. That girl had a voice like a bell at first. But over time, that bell started to clang, if you know what I mean. Got so she'd twist herself like a pretzel while she was singing, her body contorting into shapes no child ought to be able to make, screeching rather than singing. She looked at me one day, her eyes cold and yet burning with something I can't name, and said, "Miss Williams, the skewbald mare's going to conduct a choir, but we all got to be retuned first." I can't say I understood. Sounded like gibberish or the stuff of nightmares, but she said it with a conviction that made my bones chill. "That's when the void'll shatter," she whispered. Child's whispers shouldn't carry that much weight, but hers did. Reminds me of all that rubbish spouted by the harmonics cult. Don't get me started. As if Origin ain't got enough problems, they took over the radio, playing Freddie Mercer's tunes around the clock. That's Freddie Mercer, cousin to Alexander, who disappeared like smoke. It makes a woman wonder what's going on in our town. And yet Sarah, she looked like she knew. Not long before she and her family went missing, she gave me this sealed envelope, said it contained a drawing of that day, the day the void shatters. I've kept it locked in that drawer for years. Often my hand hovers over that handle. But something deep inside me screams, "Don't, Joyce, don't." Like opening it would make it all real. I've got this dreadful feeling, like worms in my gut, that we're already humming along in this skewbald mare's unholy chorus. And when we hit that terrible crescendo, God help us, I don't want to think about what comes next.
Trish Williams did not disclose the contents of the envelope given to her by Sarah Thompson. However, investigators recovered similar drawings from the Thompson residence, purportedly crafted by the Thompson children. Yeah. One such drawing features disturbing imagery of figures contorted in agony, their mouths wide open. Interpretation varies. Some say the figures are singing, while others argue they are screaming. I'd say screaming. That doesn't look like a pleasant situation. Sounds exactly like the neighbor. That's super weird. Well, it's definitely AI, yeah. It's using typical AI deepfake stuff to make it. I mean, it looks good and it works really well in this format because, you know, you don't get to see it too well, but 100%. A big giveaway that kind of tells you if it's an AI or not, especially when it comes to a humanoid person, right? Is the face slash head will move a fair amount, but the rest of the body and like everything around them it's a picture. Nothing else is moving. It's a big giveaway.
You want to know how I got that footage? Man, it's messed up. My buddy Tom's mom, she was part of some team investigating the Thompson house. You know the Thompsons, right? The family that vanished back in '85? Anyways, she was all into that extension stuff, and she died not long after they put up those cameras. Heart attack, they said. Freaking heart attack. After she passed, Tom found all this camera gear and stacks of DV tapes in the attic. He didn't want to touch them. Said they gave him the creeps. He knew I was into film, so he passed them to me. Said maybe I could use them for class or whatever. Huge mistake. There's this one tape, man. It's burned into my head. It's dark, like hella dark, pointing right at the door leading into Mr. Thompson's den. Then the footage just, I don't know, wigs out, gets all blurry and stuff. When it snaps back, there's like, look, it ain't a face you'd recognize, you know? It's like, not human but not totally animal either. Like some messed up halfway thing. That thing wasn't just looking at the camera, It felt like it was looking right through the screen, directly at me. Staring into my soul, man. Like it was tagging me or something. Marking me. That little voice in your head that's all about, yo, be safe, man. Mine was going off like, turn it off, dude. Walk away. But nah, couldn't do it. Had to make the pic clearer, right? Use some fancy tech stuff to clean it up. Zoom in. That's when it hit me, man. I didn't find this thing. This freaking thing found me. Dude, I regret it, okay? I regret digging where I shouldn't have. Now I feel like it's always there, just around the corner, always out of sight, but never out of my mind. It's got me, but maybe if someone else sees it, it'll switch focus or something. I can't hang on to this messed up secret alone, you get me? So, it's on you now. But once you're looking into that freaking darkness, man, that darkness is looking right back. Trust me, it don't like to be pushed aside. So just be real careful, man. 'Cause some stuff, once you find it, you can't ever shake it. And it'll never, ever let you forget it's there.
Definitely pretty creepy. It's kind of like a big long face, almost like a horse, horrific face in a way. But I guess skewbald mare. Mare is the giveaway because mares are female horses. So yeah, that's cool. Cool. It's almost like that Welsh skeletal horse. I forget the name of it. This might be the last one, but a brief origin history lesson, the Thompson extension. This could be good. It's a really long series. 49 videos long. Is it really? I've only got 11 here. Am I not quite in the actual? Oh my god. Human Latch game featuring Gary Mars. Look at all this. So much more. So much more. Oh, you're right. 49. Oh my god. The Kowloon extension. Ah, Kowloon. I like Kowloon. Oh my god. So there's even more. I thought it was just going to be this one, but they didn't update this. It turns out there's shit tons. Oh, good catch, Doug. Good catch. I'm in the right playlist now. Fucking hell. Oh, we missed some good shit. Look at this. What? Their playlist is Bubkus. Bubkus. Did that. Mercer's Monolith. We haven't seen this one. Seen that one. Haven't seen that one, because that looks different. We've seen the Skewbald Mare. We've seen that one. Haven't seen that one, because that looks kind of creepy weird. Atrium, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, there's so much more! Back to the keening. Freddy was captivated not by the extension's rooms, but by the ethereal keens echoing from the depths of the Thompson trenches. There's piano. Inside the trenches, Freddy discerned a melody, a hidden magnum opus, intertwined with the keens, evoking a poignant, indescribable emotion. Okay. Now, that's interesting, the fact that it's something that also is connected to the keening. That's interesting. Upon his return, Freddy became consumed with the melody, dedicating every waking moment to his piano, trying to reproduce and perfect the magnum opus he believed lay within the trench's keens, a piece that had the potential to move anyone to their very core. Or just horrify them, yeah. Today, experts postulate Freddy's ailment as melodic repetition syndrome, a rare neurological condition where individuals become fixated on auditory patterns, specifically melodies or rhythmic sequences. It is characterized by an overwhelming compulsion to replicate, refine, or complete the perceived pattern. Freddy's divine quest lured many, resulting in the formation of the Harmonics. This devoted collective saw in Freddy a messianic figure, prophesied to unveil a melody with the power to reshape reality. But the melody's pinnacle always eluded Freddy. His growing conviction, the limitation lay not within him but the instrument itself. Determined, Freddy embarked on a gruesome fusion of flesh and instrument. Why did they keep doing that? His tendons, once nimble on keys, now serve as living strings, causing a cacophony of agony with every chord. Jesus. Mercer's monolith, as the piano is now known, has become a shrine for the harmonics. Here, Freddy's life is intertwined with every note, his body's sinew stretched taut over the piano's frame, resonating with each touch and bringing him closer to completing the Elysian echo. That's horrific. The harmonics, ever faithful, believe that the final note is imminent. They await a transformative event, an awakening, catalyzed by the monolith's magnum opus. Oh, God. Throughout this presentation, you've been listening to a recording of Freddy's ongoing recital from Mercer's Monolith. As it plays, consider, how close is he to completing the Elysian echo? Yeah, it's pretty horrific and spooky. Right, let's do this interview 2. Then we're kind of caught up. We've done that one. I don't know where that other interview thing is. I guess it might be further down. Weird that I don't see it. Yeah, it's fine. I'm not going to worry too much about it. Let's do interview 2.
My name's Jim. Used to be with the fire department here in Origin. Seen a lot in...
Here in Origin. Do you mean Oregon? Take care, Siege.
My days. Terrible accidents, house fires out of control, but nothing, and I mean nothing, could have prepped me for that day in the 90s. Mayor Green was behind it all, spending our taxpayer money like it was water. Called it community development, but those of us in the know had our doubts. She rounded up a team of pros, each equipped with this shiny new piece of tech, called it the Perceptual Integrity Interface, or PII for short. It was supposed to protect their minds, shield them from disruptive wavelengths that come from some of those rooms in the extension. Keep things stable, they said. But Lord Almighty,
Agreed, Doug.
Once they stepped through that den of Mr. Thompson and into the extension, God, I can still see it, their faces. It was like they were trying to escape their own skulls, eyes retreating into their sockets, mouths twisting in ways mouths shouldn't twist. Most of them dropped right there, brain dead. Their faces were twisted in... except Carl. I was on the team that went in after them, seeing those guys on the floor, and Carl just whispering. His PII wasn't working right, so he got a peek, but not the full horror show. Here's what I think. The PII worked too well. It tore down whatever illusion the extension puts up. Those guys saw it for what it really is. And it's not rooms. It's alive. bigger than anything we can wrap our heads around. Carl got just enough to mess him up, but not drop him outright. After that, man, I wasn't right. These, thoughts, they keep creeping in, like a nagging itch, urging me to see it for myself. Sometimes I wonder if I should take steps to ensure I never act on it, but then I realize there are other ways of seeing. In my dreams, I'm there, and it's calling to me. I could see it if I wanted to. That's what keeps me awake at night. That's what terrifies me.
Piekle. Widzę przestrzeń bez końca.
The audio plays Carl Wachikowski repeating a haunting verse in Polish. Several hours after this recording was made, Carl passed away. The cause, an unspecified neurological collapse.
Ucieczki nie ma miejsca. Jesteśmy w żywym piekle. Widzę przestrzeń bez końca. Ucieczki nie ma miejsca. Jesteśmy w żywym piekle.
It's pretty horrific. Horrific. It's really intriguing. I like the fact there is a fair amount of this. It is getting quite good, but it's a never-ending labyrinth to our understanding, but it's not just normal, right? Not like rooms like back rooms where it's just a bunch of places and there might be creatures and things in there that can mess you up and stuff. But they have multiple different kinds of effects depending on where you are and what you're doing. It's really interesting. Really interesting. Been going for 3 hours, 20 minutes in total. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's not bad. I am kind of tempted to go a little bit more. We could watch a couple. Watch a couple more. I feel like we can watch a couple more. Ain't people, but ain't just junk either. Pay the Piper. The Thompsons were once considered to be a typical... oh, the place is called Origin. Okay, gotcha. Maybe less of that, please. They became the center of a curious investigation when a series of outlandish artifacts were discovered within the residence and Mr. Thompson's office. Yeah, like, that's pretty fucking weird. I'm just saying. Outlandish is a good word for it, yeah. These peculiar items, many later donated to the Last Epoch Antique Shop, ignited a wave of speculation, deepening the intrigue surrounding the family. God, it gets so randomly loud. As if the artifacts weren't baffling enough. Mr. Thompson was also under scrutiny for allegations of fraud and tax evasion tied to his business, Thompson Logging. The sudden appearance of these artifacts and the ensuing investigation inadvertently led to a shocking discovery. Fascinating. Okay. The Thompson extension. It is believed these inexplicable artifacts originated from a particular section, 6.7 Thompson Den kilometers within the vast subterranean complex. Okay. It's a very specific place in there. The repository. This is an area cluttered with a disarray of items, ranging from the mundane to the inexplicable. Interestingly, these items bear no manufacturing labels or serial numbers, challenging any conventional explanations. Interesting. A whole area where just items are. Some of them normal, some of them incredibly bizarre. Theories abound regarding the nature of this area. Some suggest it served as a storage facility for the Thompsons. I get that. I get that. You got extra storage space. Why not fucking use it, you know? Others argue that its disorganized state indicates it could be a sort of cognitive dumping ground, yet to be understood. Well. Efforts are underway to systematically catalog the items found in the repository. Interdisciplinary teams are leading these endeavors in the hopes that scientific inquiry may provide answers. Okay. Law enforcement, under the direction of Mayor Green, has sealed a portion of the repository due to mysterious auditory phenomena, strange guttural noises. Ugh. Wow, man, you had another side quest. No worries, man, no worries. Very proud of you. Good job. A whistleblower from the Origin Police Force has hinted that the sealed section contains more than just inanimate items, suggesting a revelation that may be groundbreaking in scope. There are other things down there, repeating all these guttural, half-remembered words over and over. Oh yeah. It ain't people, but they ain't junk either. So some things that are alive in the repository. Oh, okay. I guess we just crack on from there. What's this video about? This is about the Thompson extension. It's a bunch of weird liminal spaces underneath a house, which seem to just kind of go on endlessly. And there's a bunch of bizarre bits to it, and like each part is a bit unique. There's a bunch of people who've gone down there and have had various effects and problems that have happened to them. It's quite interesting. Quite interesting. Got another session we got time. It's called Mama Agnes. Okay. Mama Agnes. I'll tell you what. Let's watch this one. Then we'll watch Mama Agnes, and then I might wrap up for today. Good plan. Vacation or nightmare? The atrium, a puzzling area within the Thompson extension, is accessed through a discrete green garden gate located 10.9 Thompson Den kilometers into the labyrinthine complex. We still don't know that unit of measurement. Liminal land now coming under your house. Yeah, kind of in a way. I like liminal land. What a great thing Nick and Ryan are doing. Lush green curtains serve as a barrier and prelude to this enigmatic zone, an ersatz open-air space draped in the curtain of perpetual evening. That's a weird sentence. Despite the absence of sunlight, the space is strangely warm, with an inexplicable breeze lending the atmosphere of an outdoor retreat. The flora, while seemingly alive, defies the conventional understanding of life. Not truly alive, yet not entirely inanimate either. Why warm? Great question. It's as if the extension has synthesized its own category of existence. Well, it's quite clear this place is it's meant to be a version of like outside, right? Of like a nice area, kind of like I want to say parts of Spain, but I mean, it really depends on the part of Spain you go to. But that kind of Mediterranean-y vibe where like things are warm and there's lush life and flora, fauna, things of that nature, you know what I mean? Where does this flora stand in the spectrum between life and death? But it's strange because, like they said, these things aren't quite alive, but they're not exactly dead or inanimate. So it's just a bizarre garden. Plus, how could they survive down here if they follow the conventional rules of biology and plants? Right? Because there's no sunlight. And I'm guessing there's not really any water either. Mid-century modernist architectural aesthetics dominate this space, reflecting Mr. Thompson's known predilections. It does weirdly feel like, based on the information we've been given, that somehow Mr. and Mrs. Thompson have had a hand in properly making these places. But I don't think it's like, you know, they hired people to make these spaces. I think it's more mystical than that. I think it has something to do with Mrs. Thompson specifically. It is weird. The interiors, with their distinctly 70s flavor, are a tad more chic than the usual furnishings within the extension. That's kind of nice, yeah. The persistent, slightly rancid aroma, reminiscent of a butcher's shop. What? However, contrasts this serene ambiance, rendering it almost dystopian. Oh, that's gross. Smells like a butcher shop? Which, I mean, some butcher shops smell fine. It depends, like, you know, we're talking like in the back where they do a lot of the processing. I mean, that can kind of stink, but not up at the shop front. That usually smells fine. Mr. Thompson's infidelities have long ceased to be a hushed rumor. A discovered photo album paints a vivid tapestry of his clandestine escapades within the atrium. Oh, there he is, captured in frames, holidaying with a slew of unidentified women. Oh, now that's interesting. Imagine you need a snack and go down to the basement to open the fridge, and you open up to just see the back rooms. Yeah. You'd be like, I might not go down there anymore. You might move, for example. Graffiti and vandalized images suggest Mrs. Thompson might have uncovered these betrayals not long before their mysterious vanishing. Yeah, that's also another thing. So the family who own this house that has this weird extension, they disappeared. Which has allowed people to come and explore. It's been really weird. But it's a specific subset of these photographs that deeply unsettles Mr. Thompson's perverse fetish emerges from the shadows. Some of these... Oh, sorry. Mr. Thompson's perverse fetish emerges from the shadows, posing with his lovers, each adorned with a grotesque horse's detached head. Reveals a dark intersection of his infidelity and obsession with the skewbald mare myth. Mr. Thompson, why is there a woman in your basement? Exactly. Well, could his obsession with the skewbald mare legend be more intricately tied than merely a twisted romantic gesture? What? But I thought the skewbald mare didn't exist, right? That's like the whole point. Yeah, that's not attractive. Like, that's just pretty creepy, isn't it? Having them wear like decapitated horse's head and stuff, that's just oh god, something ain't right about that, bro. Something ain't right about that, bro. Right. As interesting as this is, we will come back to the Thompson extension one day because I'm intrigued and I'm interested. But we will watch Mama Agnes. Oh, Jesus. Okay. She looks pretty creepy. That looks good. So we'll go ahead and watch this, and then that'll probably be it for today, sadly, because it's been a fair amount of time, and your boy needs to do other stuff. Right. Phone screen's correct. Did I know that Mama Agnes is made by someone? I think so, yeah. Did she, like, not escape or something?
Mom? Hey, sweetie. You're home early. I thought you weren't supposed to be back till next week.
Oh?
Is everything okay?
Yes. Everything is fine.
Hey, sweetie. How's it going? Sorry I missed your call. You look like you've seen a ghost, girl. What's going on? Sweetie? Baby, what's going on, sweetie? What's going on with you? Sweetie?
Wow. Short, but oh so sweet. Short, but oh so sweet. Oh, man. We do so love it, don't we? You've got to love the really interesting and obscure world of super creative people. Honestly, it's so nice. It's always so refreshing to be able to see these kind of things. It's that's good. It was simple, pure simple. Hit the mark. That was really good. That's one big bird outside your window. Take care, Doug. You definitely catch us next stream, man. It's been a lot of fun, everybody. I've had a fantastic time, and I sure hope you have too. We will definitely see you for whatever's next. Be good, everybody.